Newcastle United have the new owners, and actually, did you know that they are the richest owners of a football club amongst all the football clubs that you know in the world? Yeah, if you didn't know, then now you know, because Mike Ashley sold the club to the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince, and that's Mohammed bin Salman. Anyway, welcome to another episode of the Full Time Whistle here at Faraja TV, and my name is Hilary Saira. I'm your host for today, and let's talk about sports today. Talking about some of the fixtures that will be coming up this weekend here in the Uganda Premier League. If you didn't know, it is actually starting this week on Friday, as I said last week, and Express have already played their game. Then Barara City also played their game against Soltilo Bright Stars. Then Onpalaka also played their game against UPDF. Now let's talk about the Sunday games, because that is when we are putting some emphasis actually. Police FC will be playing Vipers, and that's a very big game for you to watch. For the Vipers fans, it will be at Philip Omondi Stadium, that is the home of KCCA, but they share the stadium. Then another game, maybe Gaddafi FC will be playing Busoga United, that is still on Sunday. Wakiso Giants will be hosting KCCA, that is in Wakisa, and then URA will be playing Toro United. For the AC Villa fans, I think you're getting worried why your team is not included in the fixtures. Yeah, AC Villa failed to actually come or to meet all the requirements that FUFA actually needs for actually every club to be licensed. AC Villa, you failed to show who the CEO is, and actually the governing board of AC Villa, you don't have anything like that, and that is why they are denying you access to the league. That is why you're seeing AC Villa is not included in the fixtures. Anyway, leaving that aside, let's talk about the World Cup qualifying games, and Uganda Cranes are hopeful of qualifying into the World Cup for the very first time. That is after beating Rwanda home and away. There were two games played on 7th and 10th October last week, thanks to Fahad Bayo's goals. The two goals that Fahad Bayo scored in each of the legs gave Uganda Cranes 6 points to actually give them hopes of qualifying for the World Cup. Anyway, in their group, they have teams like Mali, Kenya, and Rwanda. For Kenya and Rwanda, their hopes of playing into this year's World Cup, actually into next year's World Cup, were short-lived because Kenya, in the game they played against Mali, where they were hammered by 5-0, then the second leg they also lost by 1-0, and same as Rwanda, they lost to Uganda in both legs. That means Kenya and Rwanda, Kenya actually have 2 points, then Rwanda have 1 point. Rwanda are at the bottom of the table, then Kenya are second last in the group. That is Group E, where Uganda and Mali are also playing. Then Mali are group leaders with their 10 points, then Uganda with 8 points. That means Uganda are 2 points behind Mali. And remember, the group leader goes through to the next stage. Then the next stage is the knockout stages, where group leaders, there are 10 groups here in Africa. Remember, 5 teams go through to the World Cup. That means if there are 10 groups, then they have to get 10 teams that are leading in the group. Then they play against each other. Then the 5 teams that go through are the ones that qualify for the World Cup. Then talking about Europe, it is already two teams that are confirmed that have already qualified for the World Cup, and that is Germany and Denmark. Leaving the African continent and crossing over to Europe, there is a story that has been making headlines for over a week, and that is the Newcastle news takeover. Newcastle United, most of you know the club. It has been a struggling club even up to now. Steve Bruce is their manager. Newcastle United have new owners. The 14-year-old controversial owner, actually the 14-year controversial owner, that is Mike Ashley, gave away the club to the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince, that is Mohammed bin Salman. Newcastle now have the richest club owner. Richest club owner, it is not that Newcastle now is the best, actually is the richest club in the world, but the owner is the one who is the richest among the owners of the clubs, because that guy has a lot of money, and about 434 billion, that is euros. Then the second one is the one for Manchester City, actually in the Premier League. But anyway, let's not go through that. Now the news is the Amnesty International, that is an organization that deals with human rights. They are requesting for a meeting with Richard Masters, that is the CEO of the Premier League, and they want to discuss about the matters of that takeover from Mike Ashley to the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince. What they want is the Saudi Arabian government not to be part of the club. Since the owner now is the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, they think that maybe the Saudi Arabian government would be taking part or would be controlling the team. And that is what the human rights organization, that is the Amnesty International, are trying to fight. And then they have an argument that Saudi Arabia has been criticized for actually abusing human rights. Here we're talking about human trafficking. We're talking about killing of people. We are talking about all sorts of actually acts that have been abusing the human rights. In 2018, October, there is a journalist called Jamal Khashoggi. That journalist was killed, was actually murdered in Saudi Arabia, and according to the news that actually came through, they were saying that the Saudi Arabian government was part of the planning of the killing of that journalist, Jamal Khashoggi. And now the Amnesty International, that is the organization that deals with the human rights stuff, they want a discussion with the Premier League and the club owners, the new owners of Newcastle, to discuss such issues, because they think that a club like Newcastle, a big club like Newcastle in England, shouldn't be taken over by people who actually abuse human rights. Maybe it is a good call maybe for the Amnesty. They want to know, are they really going to actually, were they part of the thing of the abuse of human rights? They are trying to show that human rights, the human race, shouldn't be actually denied of their rights. Now, like a right to live. Jamal Khashoggi was killed, and they think that the Saudi Arabian government was part of the planning of the killing of Jamal Khashoggi. And yet now the Saudi Arabian government is the one that is taking over the team in UK, and now the UK-based Amnesty International are calling upon they are actually demanding for a meeting, and they want to talk about that issue. All right, let's call it a day, and maybe don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at that's at Faraja TV. Don't forget to subscribe, share our videos. You can also follow us on Twitter, that's at Faraja TV. You can also follow me individually at Hilary Syra on Twitter, at Hilary Asasira Syra on Facebook. You've been my good viewers, and thank you. May God keep you safe.